Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a pretty highly requested video that I'm going to do for you. I recently posted this photo to my Instagram and I got tons of requests to make a YouTube video. People have also been noticing that I've been getting smaller and smaller in each picture, and they've been wondering, are these old photos? Have you been losing weight? What's been different for you? And I'm finally going to address all of this in this video. I do want to say that this video is sponsored by Tupperware. I love Tupperware. I use it almost every single night. I'll get into why I use it later on in the video. But yeah, thank you so much for sponsoring. 50 pounds. Yeah, that was how much I have lost so far. I started my weight loss journey. I've been using the app Lose It. It looks like this. This is the interface for it. And if you go to goals, you can see that I started at 209 pounds and I'm currently at 159.4. And that has been over the course of 5 months. Basically, the first week I lost roughly 10 pounds doing my method, and then I would gradually lose about 5 pounds every week after that. These past 2 months I have really worked out the kinks in the diet plan, and the weight loss has slowed. It's definitely not going as fast, but that's how it is for everyone when they lose weight. You start off really fast, especially depending on how big you are, and then the more you shrink down, the harder and slower the weight loss is going to be. So yeah, in the past 2 months it's slowed down to roughly 10 pounds between the 2 months. I guess I should start with how I gained the weight. I had a baby in 2019. I had gestational diabetes when I was pregnant. I had already gained weight prior to even getting pregnant, so I started at 164 and I had just gotten into a new relationship. I don't know if other women have struggled with this as well, but when I got into my new relationship, I guess I was eating like a man would, and that's just not okay. That's not how you should do it. I was also really nervous to cook with him, even though I personally think I'm a good cook. I was shy about that, so I would be eating out a lot. So I wound up gaining about 20 pounds in my first year with him. Then I got pregnant and I gained quite a bit more weight after that. By the 9th month of my pregnancy, I was 245 pounds. Yeah, so after I had given birth, I dropped down to about 210, and this is what I look like at 209 when I started my weight loss journey. And this is what I look like right now. So it's definitely quite a difference, especially to me. It happened so quickly that it's kind of hard for me to even see myself like that, but I also gained the weight quite easily, and I guess I was kind of in denial then that I was gaining weight, but the mean haters didn't, deviate from letting me know how much weight I had gained. They were very vocal and reminded me on a daily basis. But I wasn't very public about my pregnancy, so maybe they didn't understand that. Regardless, those things do hurt, and if anyone's watching this and you've mentioned someone's weight before, I do hope that maybe this will change your opinion on being so vocal about the way you think of others and their bodies and their weight gain. Now, I understand having kids is like the hardest thing to do when you're eating. You're not really focused on eating healthily. I feel like some people, maybe it comes easy for them. Eating healthy was not something easy for me. I wanted the easiest meal I could find and the quickest meal I could find, and that's what I ate. So I was at 209 when I started my weight loss journey. How I lost 50 pounds is very, very simple. I did not exercise. I am a very, dormant person. I'm not very big on going out and doing things, especially during COVID. That's not really something that we could have done anyways. Yes, I guess you could say I was chasing around a baby all day, but I was still quite heavy, so I don't really want to use that as an excuse. I definitely took responsibility for all of my weight gain, and I still do take responsibility for all of that weight that I gained. One thing that I did have was gestational diabetes, which runs in my family, and it's not something that I could have controlled. But once I gave birth, the gestational diabetes was gone, so it was my responsibility to lose that weight. It was on me, and that's one thing that I think really helped me, get up and get going and get doing what I want to do, which was lose weight. So I started by eating about 600 calories, 650, 700 to 800 calories a day. Now, I was on a very, very, very limited diet. I basically ate no sugar and little to no fat. So that means that I did not cook with oils. I never drank anything but water. I had about 2 fruits a day. If it was a banana, it was half a banana. I would always measure every single thing to the serving size and make sure that I was eating less than the serving size. And I was tracking all of my calories. That is the best advice that I could give anyone who's trying to lose weight, is count your calories. In the beginning, I had the idea that you had to eat incredibly healthy. That means nothing that has a high amount of carbs and as much veggies and fruits as you could possibly get, and only 3 ounces of meat per meal. Now, I would eat breakfast and dinner. Dinner was a little larger than breakfast, but my nutritionist, and yes, I did run all this by my nutritionist. My nutritionist recommended 3 meals a day. I never really ate 3 meals a day before. I would always eat way too many snacks and have a large breakfast and large dinner, which isn't something that you could, could keep you from not gaining weight. So I ate a small amount of breakfast. For instance, I would eat one of those 100-calorie plain oatmeal packets, and then I would cut up about 3 strawberries and put them in my oatmeal, and that was my breakfast. I wouldn't eat until about 6 o'clock that evening, and I would always measure my meat, make sure it's 3 ounces of meat, and then I would measure, if I did have carbs, I would measure it to the serving size, sometimes less. And then I would eat a vegetable as well. I would cook with water. I'm not kidding about this. I would use the spray that has 0 sugar, 0 calories of any sort, and no fat or anything. And in the beginning, yes, that definitely catapulted my weight loss. And it really put the jets on in the beginning. But as I continued on, once I had lost about 25 pounds, I was like, well, let's see what I can do with this diet. Let's see if I can eat something that has a little more carbs, has a little more fat, even has sugar. I did eat a slice of cake, and the next morning I had lost another pound. So the cake did not stop me from losing weight. I ate pizza, homemade pizza. And one thing I do want to mention is every single meal that I ate was homemade. I very, very rarely ate out. If I did eat out, I knew that they had very high calorie counts on most of their meals, so I would get a salad or I would eat half of everything. But like I said, I made homemade meals a majority of the time. Speaking of homemade meals, that brings me to my sponsor for this video. Let's go to Angel in the kitchen so she can talk about that. Hey guys, so today's sponsor is Tupperware. As you can see, I got some goodies right here. They have lots of different things. They have sandwich holders, they have meal planners, they have large soup containers, and I really love the colors too, they're like super fun. They have water containers. This would be something if you want to put your protein shake in. And they even have stuff that can keep your hot beverages or cold beverages inside. Here is another soup one, and this one even comes with silverware, little plastic Tupperware silverware. Really neat. And also here is another meal planner, so you could put your 2 sides and then maybe a sandwich right there, your main meal. One thing about losing weight is that you want a meal plan. You want to, you know, if you're cooking a lot, like my method of losing weight was cooking everything from home. So I like to save stuff for maybe lunch the day after or even breakfast if it's something that is good enough to eat for breakfast. And that's great. Also for my son, I like to make a little bit more dinner at night. So when it's lunchtime tomorrow, I can get out my Tupperware saved food from the night before, just heat it up, and there is his lunch. As a working mom and also having a working dad at home, it is hard for us to, you know, make sure that he has lunch, like a fresh lunch prepared. So it really comes in handy when I have some type of awesome container to store my dinner in so that he can have some food for lunch. With these colors, it's like a pretty aquamarine, this sunshine orange, and then like a banana yellow. And then here is this interesting red color. The link is going to be in my description if you want to check that out. But let's get back to Bedroom Angel. All right, I'm back in the bedroom. So yeah, I would cook everything myself, and even if I wanted something that has a little bit more calories than the normal things I would eat, more carbs, more fat, all that, I would make it right here in my house. I had cake, and yes, I made the cake entirely from scratch. I knew everything that went in it. I made pizza. I make my own pizza dough. I do everything myself, and I can count exactly how many calories are in every single ingredient that went into my pizza. I made sure I got the lowest calorie pizza sauce. I got the lowest calorie flour. I got the lowest calorie cheese that I could find, and that's how I did it. And if I did want to eat something like sweets, and basically what I would do is I would eat nothing until dinner, and then I would eat dinner, and then I would eat my dessert, and that would be that. I would probably skip a breakfast, or I would even eat, like, you know, those 80-calorie yogurts. That was actually a lot of my meals recently. So losing those last 10 pounds was on that part of the diet, which is where I ate whatever I wanted. But if it was something like sugar, I would try to do it maybe every 2 days, every 3 days, not that often. And if I did want to do that, then I wouldn't be eating a big breakfast. I would be eating something very, very light. Also, I pay attention to serving sizes. So if it says 2/3 cups on your ice cream carton, then you need to eat 2/3 cups of ice cream. It's very, very easy, and that's like literally 1 scoop or less. So something I suggest, if you like to have a large portion of ice cream, get the sugar-free Cool Whip frozen, and just get some of that and put it with your 2/3 cup of ice cream, and you can kind of like mix it together or just eat it, you know, as 2 different scoops. And I think that it works pretty well. Everything that I got was sugar-free. I am not much of a coffee drinker. I'm not a sugar in my tea drinker. I don't like sugary sodas. I have 0-calorie sodas, and I've been drinking 0-calorie everything for, I mean, ever. I don't often I don't often drink like the regular sodas. I honestly think they taste the same, and it's definitely like horrible too. I mean, have you seen how much sugar is in that stuff? It's just not gonna happen. So yeah, I still hope to lose 10 more pounds. Now I weigh 159. Hormonally, throughout the month, depending on what time of the month it is, I will gain weight. I will not lose any weight for a long time. And then after my period, my weight will drop. So that, I think, before, when I was trying to lose weight, was definitely something that kept me, disappointed because I didn't understand it. But now I understand my body, I understand my weight gain and my water retention because of my time of the month, and my ovulation is something that causes me to gain weight for some reason. But I did some research online and found lots of women are experiencing the same things. So if you guys have any questions, please comment down below. This has been a pretty wonderful experience, I think. I feel so much more comfortable in my skin. I fit all my clothes from when I was 19. I feel really good about myself, and I feel like I set a good example for my son, like to care about your weight and to care about what you put in your body. Also, I've been really stepping up my cooking game lately, cooking everything from home, especially with COVID anyways. It has been really nice to see all the things that I'm capable of achieving in the kitchen. So that has also been a plus as well. Now, I know this might be kind of a shock to some people, and some people might say like, oh, that's not enough calories, but here I am, breathing, healthy, happy, and if you have any questions, please comment down below. I am not a nutritionist, I am not an expert, but this is what worked for me, so if you do wish to talk to me about anything, I will gladly answer your questions. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Tupperware for sponsoring this video. The link is going to be in my description. But yeah, bye.